Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with us on our part 3 of today's session. We're making up some time from our earlier technical difficulties. And Kodrog, you have successfully wrangled in a lot of excellent
That's a poo.
Yeah, shit wrangler extraordinaire, as you
Good
are
job.
heading back to the Amber Falls with your prize. On the Amber Falls, you all have collected all of the larger chunks of the, material in which you'll be digging through later.
The net is very full.
It's very full. It's
Your
bending
magic
in.
is...
And the sailmaster calls for the net rigging to be brought in. So the remaining riggers are crawling all over the front of the ship, getting the netting down without losing any of their valuable material inside.
And cheering.
They're talking about, let's just, extra rum rations. They're talking about how they're going to spend their money. They're all some of them are talking about just retiring. There's so the spirits are insanely high right now.
Super high. The nets are being brought in. The gossamer material is filled with fetid material. It's kind of nice. And as this happens, a view of the pod of whales has become rather majestic. You have done them an amazing favor and cleaned up their mess that they leave behind. Yeah. Their airstream is just a little cleaner, and that should make them happy. At this moment, the princess has decided to not ask for permission, but to head toward the front of the ship to get a chance to take a look at these majestic creatures that she would normally not be able to see.
Am I at the front of the ship still? Because I was stationing everything.
Well, like Radio has just mentioned, she's very excited about what is happening at the front of the ship. So not only is she getting to see the real whales, she gets to see what everybody is bringing in. She wants to touch it.
Yeah. And maybe we should just let Radio do the storytelling.
Right?
No, actually, good call, man. Yeah, the princess is heading toward the front of the boat to take a look at what's going on, and the captain is going with her.
Yes.
And in the excitement, she wants to see what's going on.
It's so exciting. There's all these whales. Look at them. Oh my gosh. Squee factor intensifies.
Yes. Your attention is definitely split. Thomas is watching the whales, watching what your task was, which was making sure not to hit the whales, and looking at the loot that has been brought forward. And in doing so, a small infant is starting to make its way from one side of the pod over to the other side of the pod where the bull whale is at. In comparison to the rest of them, it's not that big. It's actually kind of small. It's very adorable. They have very large eyes, and their fins, their parachute-like sails, are incredibly large for their size, and it looks kind of derpy. Like it's not really built for this just yet.
It hasn't filled out yet. It's...
Yeah. And so it's careening in front of everybody, and the princess get eyes on it.
Yes. What's the princess say? She freaks out. Like, it's coming towards us. Look at it. Oh, it's so cute. Look at this. Oh, can we take it home, Captain? I would love to have a whale for myself.
You do the captain's voice. I don't.
I know. I'm afraid that this whale would not survive on an isle. This is strictly for the void. Like,
you said it was careening towards us? I'm sorry.
You said it around the aisle? I mean, we could keep it like a pet. I can take care of it. Your Highness, I don't think that is a plausible ability to do.
May I step in? May Thomas step in since he's not really...
Yeah.
He as they're debating, Thomas will go, may I say this, princess?
Yes,
That,
Master Thomas?
imagine you being taken from home.
Oh. It, like, pauses. And her
Literally
eyes are
just
like...
happened.
Yep, that's why I brought it up.
Deep.
Never mind. It should stay with its family, but can we go pet it? No,
I
Your
would
Highness.
suggest that.
Then Larry interjects, as Larry always does, his own personal advice and information. And he says with great emphasis, yeah, but we could put more meat on the menu. Get me that ballista set up with a harpoon. And so one of the other riggers hands him a harpoon that he means takes over to the ballista.
I am gonna cast something.
I'm gonna cast Die, Larry.
I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost on the harpoon.
Okay, roll the hit.
I'm gonna cast Larry, you dirty son of a bitch.
Yeah.
18.
Okay, you hit the... Larry takes the harpoon and you turn it into icicles.
Yeah, Thomas just, like, immediately grabs a harpoon and is like, heh heh heh. Thomas immediately just puts a hand out and casts Ray of Frost, and he gives him, like, the most serious look ever, and he just shakes his head. Like a disappointed parent.
So, meanwhile, like, you're only directing it towards him. The other riggers are actually, everybody is moving in a way that this is...
Tying a rope to the harpoons and other things.
Yeah. So...
It's not just
like
Larry.
It's not just Larry.
Larry has called the masses. He's called to the masses and is like, look, guys, meat.
Yeah, he walks up to Larry and he takes a harpoon and he's like, you fucking idiot. And he turns to Captain Jason and he goes, you need to tell your men right now to stop because that bull will harm us if we harm this infant. I don't have power over that. I can't tell them to stop.
You can't tell them to stop.
Well,
You can. Unless
Come on,
you want the
Captain
Everfalls to be whale slapped in the face. Which, let's be honest, our ship can't handle that.
The captain will look over at the bull and be like, we could outrun it.
All right, Larry takes that as a notion. All right, snags a harpoon up, goes toward the ballista.
So...
Thomas will move to the princess and look at Captain Jason with a different look that he normally does of, I'm disappointed in you. And he kneels down to the princess and says, why don't we go inside and I can show you a magic trick.
Wait, so...
They load the ballista.
Hold on. Yeah, go.
They load the ballista, and Larry begins swinging it around, calling for everybody, hey, make sure, see if you can get its attention, we'll slow it down.
Wait, what? But I want to go see the whales! I want to go see the whale.
Thomas just looks up at Jason and gives him another look like, you did this. And...
All right,
And
Larry begins aiming the ballista at the baby whale.
Wait. No! No! It has to stay with its mommy and daddy! You can't... Captain, tell him to stop right now!
Larry says, but this is food!
No! Captain, I command it! As your princess, you will do what I say and you will stop this nonsense! And you will let that baby whale go back to its mommy and daddy! Like...
yeah.
So adorable when you do it like that.
So the captain, like, looking at the look of disappointment, he's, you can see he's kind of a little bit flushed with embarrassment. The princess is yelling at, commanding him now to stop.
Yeah.
Stow the harpoon!
But sir, it's food! And
Stow it, Larry!
He turns the harpoon toward the baby whale and readies the fire, grabbing hold the handle as he looks down the stock of it, ignoring the captain's order.
Can I jump in front of this harpoon when it goes off?
You could mage hand it. It's just sitting on top of the crossbow. It's actually not held in there or anything.
Yeah, it's not locked in place. So.
They don't.
Yeah, I mean, then Thomas will take initiative. He'll walk up and he'll take it out of Larry's hands.
Okay. Larry just gives you a rather dissatisfied look, like, "What are you doing?"
Meanwhile, the
He won't
captain,
say
as
that,
you're going, you can hear the captain in the background, behind you, turning to the princess. He's like, "My lady, I'm sorry that I have upset you." Like, but it's just a baby, and you can't do that because it's just a baby. It's got mommy. It's like, I understand, princess. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to go back to its mommy, and it's going to go back to its daddy, and it's going to be. I know, but you're going to make it. I don't want to eat a whale. This is the worst day ever.
Thomas he looks over from the princess and just gives Larry a look like, you made a girl cry. How do you feel about that? Type of thing.
He'll slam the ballista and be like, "Stupid nobles."
Yeah, so the captain is currently doing damage control
Triage on his relationship.
on his relationship with the princess. So he said, "We can go and see the whale. We can do that. We can go up to it. We have the ship. We'll go and we'll say hello to it, and you can tell it everything's going to be okay." And it can go, like, "We can do that, Captain." He's like, "Of course we can do that, Your Highness. This is the least I can do to make up for the offense that you've suffered." Because he's like, damage control. He just pissed off royalty. Oh my god, this is really bad. Kodrog. You're lining the ship up to meet with the Ember Falls. As you do so,
oh man,
you see the captain and the princess, tear streaks stains down her face, awaiting you as you line your ship up and dock beside the Ember Falls on the other side of where the pod is at currently.
Oh man.
The captain is standing very rigid and straight and trying very hard to keep a straight face right now.
Okay. So I'm gonna scoop up the large, solid white chunk that we picked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the size of a treasure chest, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. This is
Oh.
the size of a trunk. Like,
Yeah.
Strong
you
enough,
can't
you
pick.
can
I
carry
mean,
it. Yeah,
it's
Okay.
it's gonna take some motion to get it going. It'll be slow, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Like with any
Excellent.
large object that's got relatively low weight.
You know what? I will gather my crew to help me maneuver this large piece over to the princess and the captain, and present it to them
And what do you do?
with flourish and much kneeling.
And do you say anything?
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Yeah. For you, my lady, and then captain.
This, he sees the surprise. This is a fine catch, Kodrog. Well done, everyone. And then he moves, and he gets the attention of some of the other riggers to start unloading the that, and then tying the netting up to the side of the Ember Falls so it can kind of stay
Drift behind.
Yeah.
I have a request, Kodrog. You did some fine sailing. Very well done. The princess would like to say hello to the whales. I want to see the baby!
So I'll turn to my crew and ask, are you up for another sail?
Dimitri throws his hair around his neck and body, which it's really long anyways, and he's like, more than enough. Curly and Connor will give a nod. Aye, sir, we're ready. As they're holding onto the gaffs.
All right. I'll say, I'll gesture over to like the ramp or the gangplank or whatever it is to get onto the boat. I'll say, "Milady, after you."
Mr. Kodrog, they were gonna kill the baby whale.
But then Master Thomas.
Master Thomas stopped him, and I stopped him too. And the captain stopped everyone, and they didn't do it. But I want to go see the whale. Can we please go see the whale, Master Kodrog?
Of course, milady. We'll go see the whale.
I really don't understand what she's talking about.
No, and so in my mind, I'm like, oh, this poor princess. This was her chance to taste the sweet succulence of calf, boiled whale calf. Like there is no finer cut of meat than like the baby calf.
It melts in your
backstrap.
mouth.
So tender.
Like,
Oh my god.
All right.
So good.
So,
Salty and delicious.
are you going to take your time, or are you going to be like action hero this shit out there?
Are you gonna be the princess's hero?
So I'm going to be the showman hero and also the taking my time and being safe to protect the princess.
There you go.
So, like, take a 20.
Yeah.
Can I take a 15?
Sure.
That way he can act out like he's doing some really great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, we can put on a show and go see them.
Master
Alright.
Thomas, are you joining them?
No, I'm gonna stay on deck. I don't trust Larry.
He hasn't taken his
No,
eyes
I-
off the pot either.
Yeah, though, is there anybody on your crew that knows the whales front to back? Just in case if she's like, oh, I'm gonna touch it, and he's like, no, because then the mother's not gonna love it, type of thing. Or...
Kodrog rolled pretty high on his knowledge void, so I think
Yeah.
that perhaps he can handle it.
Yeah, I think Thomas trusts Kodrog enough. Thomas is gonna stay on board. He doesn't trust Larry.
Okay.
I
That'll be
don't
like the
trust
worst thing
myself.
ever. She goes up, she's almost touching the whale, and it...
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like I don't want that to happen because little kids are dumb. So no. Thomas is gonna stay back. He's gonna keep an eye on Larry and the others who were trigger happy, and he's gonna give a stern look to Jason before he starts helping out, cleaning up and cleaning the treasure.
All right. The small Lith vessel escapes away from the Amber Falls and quickly speeds to the front. Without the weight of that mass on it, she flies fine and fast.
So smooth.
You're able to pull alongside the pod of whales and get within a great distance of them, a very close distance.
Yeah.
Even the small, clumsy baby comes over to investigate, but not before the
Aw.
mother pushes it back out of the way to ensure of its safety.
You see that the younger one will dive underneath and kind of roll around and just kind of it almost looks like it's trying to play. It's playing through the rest of the pod, slowly maneuvering away from its mother, and then turns over so that way it comes over the boat, spinning over it, so where it's upside down, looking cockeyed just a little bit, so it can look down on the boat and and everyone that's on the deck right now.
So as it does that and comes over the boat, I'm going to maneuver the boat to kind of roll with it so that we can keep eye contact on the baby while it rolls around the boat.
You get an excited, high-pitched trill sound that comes from it when you start turning the boat with it.
Aw, you're playing with it.
So I'm gonna make a roll to mimic the call.
Okay, with your horn? With your horn?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
with my horn.
Survival roll.
Survival, okay.
Or performance, whichever you've got.
Oh, let's go with survival.
Okay.
Thomas is gonna watch this because
17.
Nice.
void creatures tickle his fancy.
All right. As you mimic the sound back, the pod begins echoing a cacophony of musical notes, deep and resonating through the void. They sing a song to you. They all start singing a song. The deepest note comes from the bull, who's now made his way into the pod to inspect this strange whale that has joined them, this tiniest of fishes. As it bursts through the pod, as the larger females and the juveniles make way for their father figure, he dwarfs you. You can fly into one of his fins with this tiny boat of yours.
Wow.
He pushes the pod around a little bit, and his resonating hum can be felt on this tiny little vessel of yours. After a while, though, they stop their singing, they continue on their course, and the captain calls for a return to the Amber Falls. And it is a magical, blessed moment.
Yeah.
And now the princess is crying happy tears.
Yeah. I would. You kidding me?
I mean, I think that, like, you know, it's a pretty cool thing. You get to be a part of something that, like, people aren't a part of. Like, Connor, the other young one, is just...
Enamored.
Curly.
Yeah.
Dimitri, who barely shows, like, a level of, you know...
Injection.
Injection. You can see that he, too, has tears in his eyes as he, like, you know, looks up at this happy family of magical, or not magic, but, like, massive, magnificent creatures.
I was thinking of Connor and Curly when we were catching all this loot. It's like, how lucky are they?
They're
Lucky are they? Like one of them survived a crossbow bolt to the eye, and now they're like making bank
right
with this new crew,
This is
and they get to see this magical moment with these whales. Like, fuck those other guys.
The real story
whales.
is about Connor and Curly, their life existence. You know? That's what the real story
This
is.
whole game revolves around them.
I had my first Pathfinder game. Actually, the GM just left, but my Pathfinder game that I first played, there were these two paladins, Urine and Gunlick, who were always like showing up to our party and like telling us something. And it was these two characters that we didn't care about, and the GM was just like, yeah, these are their names. And then they kept showing up. And I was like, man, I hope they live through this like war and this like demon attacking the town. And they did! And it was awesome. But we like cheered them on whenever we saw them. We're like, there they are! Like,
Very nice. So we're gonna close game here with a very special kind of situation. As the Amber Falls has left, you guys have been sorting through a lot of amber grist to get things cleaned up and whatnot. Oh, you got a 6. So does that mean 8 kilos of material, right?
oh my god.
In the end, you guys have collected a total of 8 kilos of material of amber grist from all these rocks. And I think we determined it was 1,000 gold pieces per kilo. So it's 8,000 gold pieces
Oh my god.
of material that gets divided up. A 1/12 of that goes to the crew, and so that gets divided amongst all the rest of you. So you can be looking for a fat paycheck of gold in the double digits.
Yes.
And
I'm
you never
gonna buy
know.
armor.
You never know. The princess might decide to divvy up more. Arthur is taking the time to do everything. Maria, the boswan, is doing the massing of everything and cataloging everything possible.
So you, Thomas, are currently assisting Maria with making sure that everything is stored properly, that all of the ledgers are being written out correctly, making sure all of the weights have been taken, and that the shares are being divided up as they're supposed to be. So you've got a lot of work now.
Yeah.
How big is the crew? If I look at the list, I do believe there's almost 30 people in total, several shifts. Each shift is about 10 people, 3 shifts in total. That's the required crew itself. That doesn't include the officers. They get their own share.
Yes. So we need a lot of names.
We're going to pick them up as we go along.
We're going to keep going as we need them. So.
Yep. And if you want to talk about ships and the physics behind it and why it's required a crew of 30, we can definitely do that off screen. But the final bit for this is Kodrog and Thomas, Master Kodrog and Master Thomas are formally invited to a dinner in the princess's quarters. The captain is to attend, as well as the rest of the officers, and the crew that helped deliver her to go see whales, but also the one who saved the baby whale. You guys are invited to a special dinner where she will honor you in her capacity as a noble to title you guys as custodians of her honor. All right, so what does that actually
Yay!
mean? What does that actually mean? You have her honor. Basically, her attention.
You do the right thing in her name.
You got it. And if she sends you like on an errand, you can say, I am a custodian of Princess Violet. And then people will be like, oh, you actually have a title. Well, fuck.
Damn it, they got a title. We have to listen to them now.
Not just for Thomas to be like, I am Thomas Baron, the third noble of the Baron family. Like,
Custodian of the Princess Violet's honor.
I'm custodian of the Princess Violet's honor and the third of the Baron family noble's name.
Yeah.
I get that long-ass noble name now.
There you go.
Yes. Your father will be so proud.
Ugh.
He still wishes that you'd become a court mage. And you're going there. You're getting there. This counts toward time. This is on-the-job training, OJT.
If, you know what? If Captain Harris is involved with that court wizardry, Thomas doesn't mind.
So I did the math really quick. 1/30th of 1/12 of 8,000 gold pieces is 22.22 repeating infinitely gold pieces.
22 gold pieces. That's a lot. Considering that this game revolves around silver, that's a lot of money. You still have your regular pay, and the princess can still decide to bequeath to you guys some of those magic items and awesome crafted things that were found.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure she will, because we've been warming up to her lately. So are we next session, are we gonna do that dinner?
Yeah, why not? It'll be a great chance for you guys to socialize with the princess. But after the dinner, though, we are definitely fast forward and get back to Gaddaff. Because we actually, the next major story plot happens after you guys get back. So, yeah, we'll do dinner.
Shit.
Sweet.
Watch, the town's gonna be on fire when we get back.
You get to meet Reginald.
That is the next major plot
Great!
is when you meet Reginald.
So yeah, that's what we've got for tonight's game session. Thank you everyone for sticking with us over time and for sticking with us through our technical difficulties at the start of the show.
Very annoying, but good. Taking care of.
Definitely appreciate it. And tomorrow, so we're going into plug mode.
Plugging things.
Tomorrow night over on my channel, our channel, Original Box Set. We are going to be what are we going to be doing? We're going to be playing a game.
It's called Iron Kingdoms.
It's called Iron Kingdoms.
I finally found my character's voice again.
What is your character's voice?
I am Emmett Brown. I am from Cador, and I am currently stuck in swamp with good people trying not to get killed.
Mm-hmm. So, tomorrow night, over on the Original Box Set channel, you can join us as we play Iron Kingdoms. I run that game, and right now they are currently going into a hidden temple of an unknown god to try to stop a dangerous necromancer from raising even more dangerous people to do her bidding. So, I hope in the Gatorman they don't wear pants.
No, they wear loincloths.
So
confirmed. No
we
pants.
start at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and if you go over and follow our channel and then select to opt in for the notifications, you'll know when we go live. You can also follow us on Twitter at Original Box Set. So and on all of the other social medias too. We're there too, on the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
On the
Join
Instagrams.
us, follow us. You want to hang out and chat? That's definitely something. I don't know when. It's been in my mind. I'm going to make a hangout date where I'm going to do working on game material, and me and Cassie, we talked about it. I want to hang out, talk about game writing. So if you guys
game
would
writing,
be
talk about what we've thought up for the Shadowcasters, some behind the scenes stuff. And, so that way you can kind of get to know our process and maybe get a little bit, some secrets.
Some
inside knowledge for the next game, so yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys, we'll figure out a date and time. We kind of want to hang out and just talk about writing games and stories and stuff like that. So if you like that and you're interested in it, keep posted. Follow our channel. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that. Paige.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. That would be really cool to see. Plus, if you guys are interested, I'm sure that they're willing to give you guys hints if you're trying to make your own world.
Oh, yeah, we totally do.
Sure.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Paige. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. I have tea, I'm relaxed.
Excellent.
Is it white medical tea?
No, I had that with my beer, thank you very much.
Me too.
I draw things for a living. I do a bunch of different art for a bunch of different things, a bunch of different people.
And
It's
one
awesome.
of them could be you.
One of them could be you! You can follow me on Instagram, which I just posted in chat. Or you can follow me on Twitter at the Ram Queen with 2 N's, or in Discord, which is the Ram Queen with 1 N, and I don't know the number by heart anymore. So,
That's great.
but other than that, other than my life drawing, and hopefully living on that, other than that, I do Anarchy on Mondays, which is on Shadowcasters Network, here on Shadowcasters Network. And it's called Join the Anarchy. And on Join the Anarchy, it's anarchy. It's crazy. It's Shadowrun. If no one knows this, it's Shadowrun core rulebook anarchy. Each suggestion that we take from the audience, we put into the game. Say, hey, what's behind this door? You guys can say clown puppets, and we'll have clown puppets behind the door. We kind of roll with it, and then we take your name and put it into a raffle, and you can win up to $15 to $25 on Drive-Thru RPG, whatever our wonderful GM Oz is willing to cook up that week. Our next session is going to be pretty big. We are going to Chicago to defeat a queen insect bug. Yeah, shit got real quick. So join me there, and hopefully you can give me good suggestions to not kill our characters off. Or do! Because there's tons of people that want to kill our characters off just for the hell of it.
Aww.
It's for the lulz. I think that's it. I honestly think that's it. I don't think I have anything else other than buy my art.
Excellent. Buy
Please.
her art. Do it.
Buy my art.
Commission some cool pictures. John, you got any fun stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want to see, wait, no, we don't do cameras. But if you want to hear my voice, and the sound that the beard has on the intonations of it, you can tune in tomorrow to listen to me play Yushirim, my epic gunslinging swamp death investigating character on the Iron Kingdoms. And sometime in the ever-approaching future, I will be GMing my first official game in the 5e edition of Adventure. So if you like Tolkien, or like adventures, just like listening to us and hanging out, stay tuned.
Go on an adventure with them. You could be like Bilbo.
Yay! I do have one other quick thing before we go. This is not related to us, but it's related to friends of mine that I work with on occasion over at Nord Games. They produce a lot of supplemental material for role-playing games in the fantasy genre. They've spent a lot of time making some cool things. They've got a book about how you can randomly generate settlements coming out very soon, and they do a lot of cool 5e stuff if anybody's into that. But their Kickstarter for their trap creation book is still going on, so if you are a GM or you just like really interesting traps, you can check them out by following that link right there. It'll take you over there and you can see the Kickstarter. If you feel like it, join in. If you have other people that are interested or your GM, you can forward that over to them and check it out. They produce some really cool stuff. I'm getting their settlements book. I got their Rogue NPCs book, which was super fun. And so they produce a lot of really cool content as well, especially if you're into the fantasy stuff. So that's what I got. And one last plug, you're on the Shadowcasters network. If you like what we're doing, make sure that you're following the channel so you know when all of the other cool stuff we're doing goes live. Thursdays we do World of Warcraft. Every other Monday it's Join the Anarchy. We're gonna be coming up with some really cool other games that are in the wings right now that I can't talk about, but they're coming and I can't wait to announce them. And you know, if you really, really, really like what we do, and you have a Twitch Prime subscription that you're not using yet, you can throw it there because it's free to you because you got Twitch Prime, you're paying for it already. And if you really, 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 really like us, you can just subscribe anyway.
Or, donate.
Or donate.
We
You
take
could
donations.
donate. We take donations. We take bits and other forms of awesome cheering communication. And that's what I got.
I got one more thing.
Oh, yes. More plugs.
No, it's not a plug.
Oh.
Signar is not the best nation. Signar is struggling to survive. Kador will one day overthrow them. Thank you, good night, soy mage. See you tomorrow night when I play Emmett Brown, badass rifleman
Of Kador.
of Kador.
One of these days I'll play a character with a heavy accent.
It's
Until then,
yeah,
I won't.
do it.
Do it. You just need a lot of wine in you, and then you're great.
Yeah.
I'm great!
Do it.
Them
I think
words.
that's all the plugs. The only other plug is a plug that I just want to plug because I love their work so much. But we're not #non-sponsored. Go to Dice Envy, guys. Get dice. Their dice are really nice. They look awesome. Hold on, because I
Sweet rhymes.
thank you. I didn't even notice.
The dice are nice.
Yeah,
I
that's
won a
nice.
subscription to them last year, and it's gonna end this year. But they have glittery focus. They have glittery dice like this.
Oh, that's nice.
They have a solid metal D20. I actually have two, which I rolled this session.
Trencher.
And they have a wooden one. Their D4s are actually originally made. This is what they look like.
Woo.
Nice.
So when you drop them on the ground, you don't have, traps on your floor.
Caltrops.
Nice.
Caltrops. Yep.
Excellent. Thank you so
They're
much
great.
for excellent. And thank you so much for spending time with us. Soy Mage, you'll have your chance tomorrow. Come over to the Original Box Set's Twitch and you
Do
can
it.
light it up with your Signar love.
Yeah, come at us, bro.
And with that, we will see you guys tomorrow over on Original Box Set, and then we'll see us doing Shattered Isles on this awesome network in 2 weeks. Woo!
Woo.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Bye!
Good night, guys.
Bye.